Good morning, students. We are going to start a new chapter today that will be chemical bonding. Now, chemical bonding is a force of attraction between the two atoms in a molecule. Question comes that why do atoms combine? You should know that an atoms combine with another atom only to become stable. So there are two ways, in fact three ways by which an atom can become stable. They can become stable either by forming an ionic bond or covalent bond or coordinate bond. That means an atom can become stable either by gaining electron, by losing electron or by sharing the electrons. Now the question also comes that how do we come to know whether an atom is going to lose or gain the electron? So every atom wants to become stable by having an electronic configuration similar to its nearest inert gas. For example, if I write some elements like hydrogen, helium, element of period 2, then we have lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Then we have sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. Let us suppose we have these three elements from three periods. We have the electronic configuration of helium as 2, neon 28 and argon is 288. So whether an atom is going to gain the electron or lose the electron, that depends upon the position of the atom with respect to these inert gas or noble gas. For example, we take magnesium. How will you come to know that magnesium is going to lose or gain the electron? Now we will try to see the position of magnesium with respect to the inert gas, and for magnesium you see the nearest inert gas is neon, whose electronic configuration is 28. So magnesium will also have the electronic configuration similar to its nearest inert gas. Now if you take magnesium as its atomic number 12, whose electronic configuration is 282. So magnesium, in order to become an electronic configuration like neon, which is 28, it has to lose these 2 electrons from the last orbit. So after losing of these 2 electrons, we find magnesium now has the electronic configuration 28, similar to the electronic configuration of neon. Let us take one more example. Suppose we have phosphorus. Now the nearest inert gas for phosphorus will be argon, whose electronic configuration is 288. So this phosphorus will want to have an electronic configuration similar to the electronic configuration of argon. So phosphorus having atomic number of 15, whose electronic configuration is 285, and to have an electronic configuration of 288, it has to gain 3 electrons. Now when it gains 3 electrons, it becomes, or it has electronic configuration of 288. So you can see its electronic configuration is now like the electronic configuration of argon. Let us now come to the 3 types of bond. Now, as I say that an atom can become stable by having or by three types of bond that it can form between the two atoms. And these three types of bonds are: first, ionic bond, which is also called electrovalent bond. Second is covalent bond, and third is coordinate bond. Third is coordinate bond. Now for ionic bond, you know, it will be formed between metal and non-metal. Covalent bond is formed between two or more than two non-metals, and coordinate bond is also formed between two non-metals. But the formation of coordinate bond is slightly different than the covalent bond that we are going to deal it afterwards. Let us first start with the ionic bond, or which is electrovalent bond. Ionic bond, as we know, it will be forming between metal and non-metal. Examples can be NaCl, K2O, KCl, CuSO4. All these elements are ionic in nature. Now we will come to the conditions, that what are the conditions required for the formation of ionic bond. So the three conditions are: number one, low ionization potential. Second is high electron affinity. And third is large electronegativity difference. Electronegativity difference. These are the three conditions. Let us first see the first condition, where for the formation of ionic bond, an atom should have low ionization potential. Now we have already seen the meaning of ionization potential, which is the amount of energy required to remove electrons from the outermost orbit. And lower the ionization potential, higher will be the tendency to lose the electron. And due to this loss of electron, easily an atom can form a positive charge. Because we know that for an ionic bond we need positive charge, that is cation, and which can be only after an atom has a large tendency to lose the electron, which will be when the atom has low ionization potential. Now high electron affinity, which is the amount of energy released when an electron is added to the atom. So higher the electron affinity, higher will be the tendency to gain the electron, and so it will have a higher tendency to form negative charge also, that is anions. So higher the electron affinity, more the tendency of an atom will be to gain the electrons, and easily negative charge will be formed. Coming to large electronegativity difference. Large electronegativity difference is when one atom is a metal, the other atom will be the non-metallic character. In that case only there will be large electronegativity difference between the two atoms, and hence they can easily combine, forming an ionic bond between them. Take one example to understand. Suppose we have NaCl anionic bond, where the electronegativity value of sodium is 0.9 and chlorine is 3.0. So the electronegativity difference of these two is 2.1. So this is a very high electronegativity difference, and so NaCl forms an ionic compound. Let us take one more example whether NCl is going to form an ionic bond or not. Let us check with the help of electronegativity difference. Nitrogen has an electronegativity value 3.0. Chlorine has also an electronegativity of 3.0, where the electronegativity difference is 0 only. So you can see there is no electronegativity difference in this. So we cannot say that NCl is going to form any ionic compound, or it is ionic bond, or it is an ionic compound. So because the electronegativity difference is 0, it is not an ionic compound. But in this case, sodium chloride, which has a very high electronegativity difference, it is an ionic compound, or the bond between them is ionic bond. So altogether these are the three conditions. I hope the conditions are clear, and next day we will come with a new bond, that is covalent bond. Thank you.